Hello there, it's Eleni again, and I'm here to read you another Enviro story. Today we've got a story about a pest that you may have heard of before. The story is called Aunty Nerrida and the Cane Toad. Now this is written by Blake Bednar Ray and 34T at Medowie Public School. Crackle, crackle, crackle. Fire spread quickly through the sugarcane field. Hopping madly, an ugly brown cane toad searched for a way out of the fiery sugarcane. He spotted a harvester and jumped on board, exhausted. He quickly fell asleep. You see him in that burning sugarcane field. Meanwhile, in Medowie, beep, 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 the alarm jolted Aunty Nerrida out of her bed. It's 4 a.m. and she needed to start getting ready for work. She rolled out of bed, got dressed, and had her breakfast. See her getting out of bed. Aunty Nerrida wasn't the only one who had an early start. On the sugarcane farm, a loud, roaring noise woke the ugly brown cane toad as the harvester began to move. The toad flung himself off the harvester and looked for another place to hide. He spied a transport truck which had its engine idling close by. The cane toad jumped up the ramp and hid in the load stored inside. Uh-oh. Wonder where he'll end up. Back in Medowie, Aunty Nerrida liked to check the school to make sure things were clean before the students arrived. She searched the disgusting boys' toilets for bugs and creepy crawlies. "This is the stinkiest place in the school," she said. She found a few bugs, but nothing much else. Aunty Nerrida was satisfied things were fine for the students. Little did Aunty Nerrida know the surprise she would receive the following morning. You see her saying, "Stinky." Almost 24 hours later, the truck driver stopped at a service station in Medowie, New South Wales. The cane toad was fed up with being in the truck, so when the truck stopped, he found a small gap and jumped out. There's the service station. It was very dark, but across the road, the cane toad saw a huge yellow sign that read, Medowie Public School. The cane toad thought this might be a good place to live, so he hopped across the road towards the school. As the cane toad hopped along the path, he found one of the school gates had been left open. He searched for somewhere to hide and noticed all the doors were locked, except one building that had a metal door with bars on it. There was plenty of room for him to crawl through the bars. Inside was a perfect room that was cold, dark, wet, and stinky. He found a corner in the room to rest in. Can you guess what room it is? Aunty Nerrida arrived at school while it was still dark and started to do her work. After she opened up all the classrooms, she went to open and check the toilet block. First, she opened the girls' toilets, turned the light on and checked. Everything was okay. She then moved on to the boys' toilets. As she turned the lights on to check for bugs and creepy crawlies, she noticed a wet, ugly creature staring at her. Uh-oh. Aunty Nerrida got a huge fright when she saw the creature moving across the floor. She knew to stay still, as screaming or making any sudden movements could scare the creature. She carefully looked from a distance and thought to herself, "It's not like anything I've ever seen before." Aunty Nerrida stepped back as she noticed the rough bumps all over the creature's body. "It must be some kind of frog or toad," she muttered to herself. Aunty Nerrida decided it might be a cane toad, so she searched for a picture on her phone. "A cane toad in Medowie?" she said with a puzzled expression. There she is, checking the phone. Uh-oh. Aunty Nerrida put a closed sign on the toilet and told the principal what she'd found. She called Jane at Hunter Local Land Services to find out what she should do. Jane asked Aunty Nerrida to put on some gloves and safety glasses, catch the toad, and put it into a container with air holes. Closed. When Jane and her team arrived, they identified it as a cane toad and safely removed it without harming it or touching the poisonous glands. There she is, picking it up with a glove. Jane thanked Aunty Nerrida for making the safe and sensible choice not to harm the animal and calling Hunter Local Land Services straight away. Her quick thinking and rapid response meant that the cane toad could not breed or cause destruction to native plants and animals across Medowie. There we go. Have you ever seen a pest near your place or near your school? Well, this is a great story that tells how you should deal with them, and local land services in the Hunter are a great place to start. Thanks for watching. See you next time.